I believe there is help arriving in the form of Eli of Walk the Moon. Roche,
Hello.
one, how are you, sir?
I'm great. How are you?
You know,
Under the circumstances?
yeah, that's exactly. Everything has to be preferenced with under the circumstances.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's nice to see your smiling face, you
Thank
know?
you. It's very nice to see anybody's face other than my family. It's good to be able to
Totally.
see other people.
I agree.
Are you in Cincinnati?
I am. It is a rainy day in Cincinnati. It is a good day to be in quarantine. In Cincinnati.
Usually when you get to the weekend, it's like Friday, yes, and then it starts raining, and you go, oh no. So at least that's the upside of being quarantined. You don't have to worry about missing out on a Friday night out.
Right, right. But the connotations of Friday night are really different now, right?
What's your Friday night entail now, Eli?
Well, my wife and I had a son 6 months ago.
Oh,
So
congratulations.
thank you. So our Friday nights are a lot like our Tuesday nights and our Wednesday nights, which is running out the clock until about 7 o'clock when Sam, our son, goes to sleep, and
Yep.
then just kind of slumping down on the couch like this and going, "Oh my God, what happened? We
Let's
survived
take a
another
breath
day.
here.
We did it."
How do you guys work it? Because I know when my wife and I had our sons, it was a situation where we would go, look, you're on duty tonight. Whatever happens, happens. I'm going
Right.
to sleep. And then the next night, it was the reverse. So it was luck of the draw on if the kid was up all night or not. You just got a bad day to have the
Right.
overnight shift. How do you guys
Yeah.
do it?
That's pretty much the way we do it. We're super lucky in that our son is sleeping through the night at this point,
At
and like
six
has never
months?
had problems with that. Like he just like as soon actually he was a problem when he slept in a room with us. When he was in a room
Yes.
with us, he like wanted to hang out and talk. You know, he'd wake up in the middle of the night, he'd be like, "You guys up? You guys there?" And and as soon as we moved into his own room, he like he slept through the nights. So the nights are not bad, but obviously like the mornings are a wild card because he could wake up anytime between like 6 and 7:30, and
Exactly.
if
Yep.
it's after 7, you're grateful, and if it's between 6 and 7, you're
You're
furious.
like, all right, this is what I signed up for.
I
This is
really
what
think
should
he's going back to sleep. I really think he's going back to sleep. Wait
Is
five
your wife
minutes.
so let me ask you, is your wife not that upset that self-quarantine, social distancing has kept Walk the Moon from being able to get out and do their thing? She's got you now. There's no
Right.
excuses.
It's great that we're both here to co-parent.
Yes.
The thing is that there's no one else. You know what I mean? Is like we're really discovering how much we were relying on our parents coming through.
Grandparents. Yep.
Like
Hmm.
my brother lives down the street from us, so like just like being able to give him to someone else for an hour while you take a bath or like
Yep.
stare at Instagram or anything was such a blessing. And so now we're on 24 hours a day.
What was your plan? What was Walk the Moon supposed to be doing during this time? Because you're kind of
Okay,
between cycles at the moment.
right. So we're making the fourth record. We're
Nice.
about halfway through it. I'm super super stoked. I'm feeling really good about it. So that's what we were supposed to be doing. I actually we had our flights. We had the studio booked. I was booked at the Culver Hotel. Do you know about the Culver
In
Hotel
in LA?
in LA? Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I was staying at the Culver. I was super. For people who don't know, it's where the Munchkins stayed when they were filming
Wizard of
the
Oz.
Wizard of Oz. Thank you. So I was super super excited to stay in this hotel.
By the way, Eli,
That's been my main sacrifice in all this. Is that
I was just gonna say your use of the word "was" is heartbreaking. I was
but
gonna stay at the Culver
I was going to
Hotel.
be a contender. Yeah, it was heartbreaking. But so obviously that went out the window. But what we're getting set up to do is record remotely. And there's like a series of apps that we can set up to where we can basically stream audio directly to each other in high definition, and our producer can take over our screen and produce from his computer on our computers.
No lag.
It's not great, but we'll get there. It's not going to be like this, but but it's like it's pretty good, and we're just getting started on it. But our intention is to finish the record that way.
Okay, so that's what I was going to ask you, and I know a lot of bands are doing this, and I know this isn't anything that people haven't done in the past either, where they've put ideas down, they've sent them off wherever the bandmates are. They wake up, they see it in their inbox, they take that piece, they add to it. So this isn't even a little more intense than that is.
Right. I mean, you have some of that with like Postal Service is the one, right? Postal Service is the example.
Yes.
21 Pilots works like that for a lot of their more recent stuff as well. Walk the Moon is very much a band in a room kind of vibe. You know what I mean? Like we really like the energy of playing together is what we do is kind of signature to us. And so this kind of isolation is very different for us. So it's just because it's different doesn't mean it's bad. We'll see if it's bad. But right now everyone's like really excited to be trying something else, something new. You know what I mean?
And I know that you're in a band and it's not work, but it is your job. It's what pays the bills. I know, and somebody just commented on it in the stream chat about how what they love about Walk the Moon is the energy of the full band. And I'm assuming, and you just referenced it in your recording process. Is it more like a job now that you can't just go in and jam and see what comes out of it, and now you've kind of got to sit down, write something, give it to everybody else, have them write something? Is it more of a job now?
Well, I blame the other three guys for that because they all moved to LA, right? Like we had a great thing going, we could hang out and play, we had a studio space in Cincinnati, and they all moved to the coast. And so now, like, you know, now band practice is a production because it involves a plane ticket, it involves studio rental, like we have to bring in crew because our production situation is just intense now. It's too intense for the four of us. So yeah, I mean, it's not casual. You know?
It's not just a hang in mom's basement anymore.
Yeah, exactly. With some beers, you know.
Exactly.
It's like you get together, you're on the clock, you know what you're paying everybody, you know, which is such a you know, you have to block that out and just be creative, you know.
And it's got to be hard to do.
It's tricky. Yeah.
You know, you said they all moved to LA. Of course, in my head, I'm like, yeah, they had to go to LA. But I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to say Eli kept it real. He stuck with his homies. He's staying in the hood. He's staying there.
I stayed close to the free childcare is what I stayed close. That was my path. It's like, I know these people, I trust them, and they're free. And so,
So if you had known we'd be quarantined for 3 months, you would have moved to LA because you wouldn't have had the child care situation problem. So you would have moved.
Yeah, right. Right.
Can I drop some soccer on you? Are you an FC Cincinnati fan? Do you follow your MLS team?
Again, I would say it's casual. I do not. I enjoy watching sports. I do not follow them. You know what I mean? So like, if you're gonna tell me about a trade that happened right now,
no. I just wanted to get your thoughts. I mean, Cincinnati is one of those cities where they have a lot of pro sports teams, but they're not always top of mind when you're thinking of, hey, give me a baseball team. Yankees, Dodgers, Reds are a little further down the list. Same thing with the Bengals. So, like, I was just wondering.
The Reds were early. The Reds were like one of the first teams, right?
They were the first team, Eli. They were the first team.
I know some things in the sports, you know?
Eli's talking about how he doesn't know any sports. Meanwhile, he's dropping sports facts on us like it's nothing. I love it.
Oh, man. You know what bummed me out so bad last night? We were watching Jeopardy, as we're doing now. We're watching a lot of Jeopardy. It's like grounding. 7:30 comes around. We are watching Jeopardy. Yeah. And the question was, who broke the color barrier?
Oh, I saw this. Go ahead.
And the lady said Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth.
I watched it 3 times. Because I couldn't believe it was happening.
All right, look, I want to nerd out on you for a second.
Great.
I do not watch Jeopardy during the college tournament because it's too easy. Boom! I said it.
I hear you on that. I check myself and my feeling of superiority over these college freshmen. You know, these people who I have a decade and a half on, and I'm feeling like kind of high and mighty over these people. And I'm like, I gotta check that and make sure, you know, make sure.
I am so much smarter than that 17-year-old from Duquesne. I got you.
Yeah. Yep.
I have to apologize to you, though, Eli. We were supposed to do a guitar lesson.
Okay.
And I do not have a guitar to play because they were like, hey, you should get on with Eli. He loves showing people chords and he can show you Walk the Moon song. And I go, I would love that, but I do not have a guitar. Then I thought to myself, because I've checked out a couple of your videos, and I'm like, wait a second, is Eli doing virtual guitar lessons during the self-quarantine? Is that what he's doing to make a couple extra? Is that your side hustle at the moment?
I have no side hustle.
Your side hustle is taking care of your son.
That's exactly correct. I am all out of hustle. My hustle is.
I do love, though. There's a couple of videos, and the Walk the Moon Instagram feed right now is basically you playing and going over what you're playing and talking about the kind of guitar that you're playing. Look, I understand you have a passion for guitar, and a lot of all guitar players have a passion for their guitars. But it feels like, and tell me if I'm wrong, you also have a passion to like spread the love of playing the guitar to non-guitar players and other guitar players.
Yeah, and I think it's really how do I want to put this? So I started doing these instrumental versions of the songs on Instagram, and it was probably, I felt like it was a really indulgent thing to be doing, honestly. And
but people like it.
Really, really like touched by the reaction. Like people will listen to just a guitar playing chords and melodies in it, and I've been really supported in that space, and it's been really touching and fun to do, you know. And it's fun to explore the songs in that different space, because you know a Walk the Moon show sounds like this.
Yes.
You know, and so to explore it in like a mellow vibe is really, it's fun, you know, and it's rewarding.
And now look, I want to ask a real question here, and I want a real answer. Okay. I'm assuming when you do a lot of these things, people are like, "Oh, where's Nick?" And then Nick's not there.
And then Nick's here now, right?
Is Nick here now? Where is he?
I think people are saying hi, Nick. Nick hath arrived. Hey, Nick. Hey, Trixie. I see you.
If Nick's here, we're about to talk about him, but not in a bad way. So I understand where you're coming from, where you're like, oh, people probably want to hear the guitar along with the vocals, and they're probably going to be upset when it's just me playing the guitar. So, yeah, I agree. I would feel very touched if it was like, I'm going to play the guitar, and everybody's like, yes, you do your thing, Eli.
But we're a pop band. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're like, the vocals are a big part of it. You know what
exactly.
I mean? We are not a jazz quartet, and that may surprise you, but it's true. I checked, and Library of Congress has us as a pop band. So
okay, just want to make sure. Wikipedia has you listed as a pop band too. That's the decider, not the Library of Congress.
Right. I know because I wrote that.
Do you have the guitar with you now? Do you feel like playing just a little something for us?
I've got this one. I've got my 2004 Paul Reed Smith.
Okay, and now see, every Paul Reed Smith that I've ever seen has got the kind of wood grain front. That's blue. Yeah. Is there a story behind why it's blue?
So I liked it.
What a great story.
Yeah, I know. This was a really amazing gift that my parents gave me when I graduated high school, because I had gotten into Berklee School of Music in Boston, and had gotten like a nice scholarship and was headed towards being like a musician in life, you know. And so they very generously got me this when I graduated, and then I repaid them by deciding to not go to college.
I was waiting for that.
Yep. So I ended up going. I applied to UC and ended up spending 4 great years at the conservatory in Cincinnati studying jazz, actually. But the guitar continues to be just like one of the greatest things. And
are you a PRS fan, or is that just one of many other different styles of guitar that you have?
I have a few guitars.
Is that an understatement?
It's ever expanding, you know? But this is one that I found just speaks really well when I'm playing just me. You know what I mean? It like
Mhm.
has a nice sound solo. So that's usually why I turn to this one for this kind of thing.
What are you gonna play for us?
Oh well, man, I don't know. Should I
Are
play
you
the
gonna have
hits
fun?
or should I? What?
You should have fun.
Yeah. Let's do Anna Sun.
Thank you, and we'll talk about it afterwards because I've got some conversation about Anna's son.
Great. It's kind of in tune, right?
Sounds good.
Is it sounding in tune over there?
Yes.
I'm gonna make sure.
Sorry, we're not on stage.
People want to hear Walk the Moon tuning while in quarantine.
The next DC 101 Instagram live will be Eli tuning his guitar.
If you want, I can tune all of my guitars.
No, please, please. We're good with this one. This is good.
All right.
There's such a poignancy about it, and you know, usually when you hear a guitar just on its own, it's for me, I most often hear it acoustically. So to hear it on the electric without the vocals and at that speed, I said poignancy. There's a poignancy to it. It was beautiful. Thank you so much for playing that, Eli.
Hey, thank you for the opportunity to.
I feel like that would sound perfect on a season 3 montage of Friday Night Lights as we prepare for the big game, but everybody's doing a self-reflecting scene. So it's beautiful.
Maybe that's what I should be doing during this time. Is like recording all of these, you know,
scoring teen dramas.
Yeah, right.
That's perfect.
Right. Have you thought about whether or not we're going to run out of TV yet? Are we going to run out of new content? And at what point does that happen?
The joke that was going around on all social medias were, I finished Netflix last night.
Yeah, right.
But that was a month ago, and I feel like people are probably getting to the point where it's like, wait a second, I think I might actually finish Netflix.
Right. Yep, we're halfway through The Office again, so that's where we're at.
I think what is going to happen, though, in all honesty, I think we're going to see whenever this is all over and we've moved forward, there's going to be a lapse about 6 months after that. Well, we're not going to get a lot of creative stuff. We're not going to get TV. We're not going to get movies. I think we're going to have a gap as far as music and album releases are concerned because at some point, everybody's flooding to do the same thing, and then it'll be done, and then everybody will take a break at the same time rather than how we have it now where everything's staggered.
Right. Yeah. It's our plan is just to have the record like in hand, ready to go. So as soon as the moment comes, you know, it's
which
like,
I think was everybody's plan.
The moment in Mario Kart is what it's like. It's like the moment in Mario Kart where you're like waiting for the light to change, and you're like, you don't want to press the button too soon.
The steam's coming out of the back.
Exactly. That's what we're waiting for.
So I'm so glad you played Anna's Son because I wanted to talk to you about Anna's Son.
Great.
2011, you guys came to the DC 101 studio, played at our then performance center, our performance studio, and just to give everybody an idea of how long ago that was, Nick had a regular haircut and his natural hair color. So that's how long ago it was.
Yeah.
And we had played that song, and we were huge believers in Anna's Son. It was and still is an incredible song. So I wanted to ask you about Anna's Son and its place in Walk the Moon history, because in a lot of ways, it laid the groundwork, at least for radio stations. You guys were a known band by the time when Shut Up and Dance came along. So the groundwork for Shut Up and Dance and all the success that came from that was laid by tracks like Anna's Son. Is that a weird statement, or does that make sense?
No, I think that's true. I think the thing that happened with Anna's Son that was a little weird was that people grabbed onto it at different times. So you guys were definitely ahead on it, but then other stations kind of started to catch on 6 months later or whatever. So you never had this groundswell where it becomes the #1 hit. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It just has this slow sizzle. And so what we saw was that our our touring, like, kind of entity was outpacing what we were doing at radio. You know, so we
Makes
could
sense.
sell out Terminal 5 in New York, or do a couple nights at 930 Club.
Yeah.
But we didn't have, like, you know, like the gold record to show for it or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And so when we had Shut Up and Dance, whatever it was, 4 years later, we felt lucky, because we felt like we were in a prime position to do it like really right. Do you know what I mean? To like really have everything lined up, and that seemed to work for us with that song.
Yeah, and you know, people are now going, "Hey, that's actually 2009." I don't. Did we have you in 2010 or 2011? I'm not sure. Either way, it was like 10 years ago. So please give us a break here.
A long time ago. It was a long time ago. Oh, I mean, it was weird too, because there was Hannah's Son was on the early release. It was on the self-title, the self-release.
Was it a tweaked version, or was it a little bit more? Was it the same version?
It was we took that version and we fed it spinach, and it became the version for the record. So we took some of the tracks that we recorded, because there's something special about Nick's vocal take on the independent record that we could never beat. We took that and then recorded new music around it and made it kind of bigger and taller. And that's what we ended up with. And then, of course, had the amazing Mark Needham mix it, who just made it sound amazing.
This is a total softball question. Still fun to play that song even now, 10 plus years later?
We can't stop playing it last, because it's the most fun song. It's a little bit of a cage, because you put it anywhere else and it makes the rest of the set seem limp. You know,
Yep.
It makes it's hard to play something after Hannah's Son. So
yep. It's a fantastic song, and I love the version you just laid down for us. So thank you. I got a story and a thank you for you, another thank you to wrap up. But do you want to do another one, or?
I would love to.
Okay, let's do one more, and then I'll tell you my quick story and my thank you to you, Eli, for existing. That's a teaser. That was a teaser, Eli. I'm in a radio business here.
Okay. All right.
Are you tuned and ready, or do we walk the tune?
Let's do a little more. Let's do a little small talk. You know,
a little back and forth.
I'll tell you what's going on right now. Is my phone? I'm getting alerts at the top of my phone that my baby monitor sees motion and hears audio.
And for every parent, that's the party's over signal, basically.
Yeah, exactly. What did you want to get done during this time? No one cares. Let's see. So what I'd really like to do is a medley.
Please.
And it's going to start with a song from the first record, another song from the first record, called Quesadilla.
You know, first of all, beautiful again. The coolest part was the scroll of the chat and everybody's typing and singing the lyrics as you are getting to the part of the song. Really, really cool. And I got chills watching the lyrics scroll up as you're playing the part. So that was really awesome. Really, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So as we wrap up, I have a story for you that will end with thank you for being you, like legitimately, specifically you. 14 years ago, around the holidays, and you know this because there's definitely a station in Cincinnati that does the same thing. Every station flips over to their Christmas music all the time. There's one station that goes all Christmas music. Correct? So what I thought at some point was, well, wait a second. We literally have a station in our town that is doing 24 hours of Christmas music from Thanksgiving all the way through Christmas. What about our Jewish brothers and sisters? Is there something that we can do to have fun during Hanukkah for our Jewish brothers and sisters? I'm not Jewish, Eli, but that was my thought process. So that day or that year during Hanukkah, I devoted my whole show, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. on DC 101. And, oh no, we're losing Eli. Are you there, Eli? All right, you're still there. Okay. So I devoted the 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. on DC 101, and we did music strictly from Jewish rockers. And we called it Jew Rock Marathon. And, you know, it was your David Lee Roth, your Beastie Boys, your Ramones, but then people who you may not have known were Jewish, like Perry Farrell or Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley from Kiss. And this is all leading up to the fact that, thankfully, over the last 14 years, we've been able to add artists and bands to our repertoire of Jewish rockers, like AJR. Yes, are you there?
I'm back.
Okay. What did you hear and what did you not hear?
You're gonna do on your show. You're gonna
Yes.
do something for
our Jewish brothers and sisters.
For my people.
So that day during Hanukkah, or that year during Hanukkah, from 3 till 7 p.m. on DC 101, I played only music from Jewish artists, Jewish rockers.
Wow.
So we did, you know, David Lee Roth, Beastie Boys, the Ramones, your high-level Jews.
Yeah, right.
And then we also did hey, I don't know if you know, but Perry Farrell is Jewish. Let's do some music from Jane's Addiction. Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley, both Jewish. Let's do Kiss. So we educated our non-Jewish brothers and sisters on who is Jewish. And we also, I had a couple of people come in. We made a Hanukkah dinner. I learned a lot about Judaism and the faith and Jewish rockers. And so over the last 14 years, we've been able to add artists because they've come up since we started. AJR, the three Met brothers are all Jewish.
Right.
Alex Clare is Jewish.
Sure.
So the point of that whole story was to say, Eli, thank you, because we can feature Walk the Moon in our Jew Rock Marathon every year during Hanukkah, thanks to you.
I love it. That's awesome. I love it. Well, thank you for doing that. That's amazing.
Yeah, and we have
cool.
it's so fun now, and we have we open it up, we do it live. We have about 100 people come in. You don't win any prizes, but you have to bring a dish in. So
great.
And then we provide Jewish beer, which is kosher beer. We do the Manischewitz. It's a whole thing, Eli.
Yeah,
it's a whole thing.
You've got potato pancakes, right?
We definitely have the latkes. We've got the gevelta fish.
For me, it's the latkes.
We've got everything. We do the blessing. So here's what I'm going to ask you as we wind up here. I would love it if you could call in during this year's Jew Rock Marathon in December, and maybe, depending on how strong in the faith you are, give us the blessing to kick off the festivities.
God, I would love that. I would be honored. Truly, that would be the best.
To Rachel's question, yes, we do play bleachers because, yes, Jack Antonoff is Jewish. We definitely listen. So we'll have our people get in touch with your people, but I'm confirming you now to do the blessing to kick off this year's Jew Rock Marathon on DC 101.
That sounds great. I am in.
Eli, be safe. Stay sane.
Thank you so much for having me. Thanks for letting me play some instrumental music. This was really fun. I appreciate it.
It was beautiful, and it was our pleasure. So thank you, man, and have a good one. And give your best to your wife and your son.
Thanks. I'm gonna go see them right now.
Exactly.
Bye,
see you later.
Thanks.